What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. On this quick tech tip episode, I'm going to show you how I repair my JDM one-piece headlights on a 91 through 96 Honda Prelude, 92 through 96 USDM. So like a lot of these, we've got broken tabs up here, so there's no way to put a bolt through there. Let's see, sometimes we've got broken tabs down here. This one over here, this tab is broken off right underneath here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this headlight out and fix that so we can get this lower point mounted also. But all we really need is our factory headlights, and this is the factory headlight. It's pretty much roached and nasty, glass one USDM. What I did is I took my portaband, or you can use a cutoff tool, grinder tool, and just cut the top half of that tab off. And you want to make sure you get it to the right height, and this is it right here. And I'm going to go ahead and weld that on there. This is ABS plastic, and to weld that I'm going to be using an old crappy soldering iron. And to be honest, it's the same soldering iron I use to solder all my wires together, but it is a pile of crap. And one of these guys, these are, I think I got these from Harbor Freight many years ago, but these are basically like a welding rod, and this is for ABS. And there's three different kinds of PVC and a PPP or PP something. I don't know what the hell the other one is. I've never used it. I've only used the white one. So I'll show you what we do here. Once the soldering iron gets warmed up, I will give you an overview on how I weld those back together. So we'll go ahead and set this on here like so. You're going to want to make sure the height is right. I had to redo this because I had it set up too high, and when I went to set the headlight in there, it went ahead and pushed the headlight down from the fender too far. So I am just going to get a little bit melted and just kind of swirl it together to get started so it kind of sticks itself together. Try to push it down in there, kind of make a little V while kind of swirling all of it together so that it melts into itself. Kind of like welding a little bit, but just melting plastic instead of metal. And we'll get it all melted in together and get a little V-way cut out in there and get it all fused, and then we'll go ahead and put the filler rod in and just add a little bit more material there to make that nice and solid. It's obviously not going to look as good as factory, but all this is covered up by your core support, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we'll take our filler rod and kind of start off. I like to just kind of drop some chunks in there. And I've welded quite a bit of plastic stuff with this. I've tried to fix center consoles and things like that with it. It works pretty darn good if it's not a super weak piece of plastic that gets moved around a lot. This is a pretty sizable piece of plastic, so I think it'll be fine. Alright, now that we got that in there, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fold everything together. This soldering iron has almost no tip on it, so it's pretty difficult to use. It's been wore down. And my rule of thumb is kind of once the white's gone and it's kind of turned all black, you've got it pretty good melted in. You have a little bit of white in there, but I'll try to go over and smooth everything out after you kind of got it welded in there. A little stinky, so it's probably nice to work in a well ventilated space so you're not breathing in all this melted plastic. A little smoky, a little stinky. You could probably do this with some like JB Weld or epoxy glue also. In this hole over here, I'm just trying to pack it down in that hole. But these headlights are getting hard to find, so there's no point to, you know, if it's a pretty good clean set. This one's not too bad, it's just had a couple broken tabs on it, and they're getting hard to find, so we might as well try to fix them and use them if we can. Okay guys, we got this thing all cooled off. It is nice and solid. I'm giving it some good tugs there. I'm moving the whole vise around. So these couple little boogers right on top, I'm just going to take my sanding block, a little 80 grit. I'm just going to go ahead and flatten that out, getting those boogers off of there so this headlight bracket will sit nice and tight to the core support. I'm going to call that good enough. We're going to take our clip that we took out of our old headlights because this was missing one. We're going to go ahead and slide it in. Oh, it's impossible to do with one hand, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and set the camera down and get that slid in. Okay, so there's a little bit of a booger that got wrapped around there on this side right here. That's what was keeping the clip out. So I'm just going to take my file and just kind of work that down and open that back up, and we'll get that clip back in. All right guys, trim the clip down a little bit, got that filed and it fits in there perfect. Let's take it to the car. All right guys, got a bolt on the car. That was a damaged one, nice and tight, got everything tightened up. Got my bolt in here, bolt in on the other side there. Headlight is nice and solid now, fits pretty good in there. I'll probably do a little bit of fine-tune adjusting once I get the bumper and hood on, but for now I think it sits pretty good in there. It really sits about the same as this side over here, so we're going to call that a win. We were able to save a set of JDM one-piece headlights, so that's a positive. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps you guys see that you can fix these parts. We can save them. We don't have to throw them in the garbage can and go find another set, because parts for these cars are getting super hard to find, so we're going to have to repair them where we can. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you on the next one.